Hi everyone, Forex market trade of the day, Monday today. We're opening up the week and I want to talk about the Aussie Swiss franc since we have an active position here that we started off a few days ago. When price action was starting to cross below 57.64, that was our cue to jump in. Even though we fired off the first trade a little bit before the crossover, mostly because of the technical situation coming from the bigger picture, which is the weekly chart. This is the daily chart, by the way. I just want to show you how price action gapped down at the beginning of the weekly session and already managed to close that gap. So this is a classic location for a short position on the Aussie Swiss franc. But first, let me show you the big picture weekly chart. This is quite telling. The situation here is very interesting. We've seen the Aussie Swiss franc starting to trade sideways roughly around middle of August. So we've had a few back and forth in a pretty defined range. But what I'm mostly interested in was the fact that price action coming off a couple of weeks ago, 2-3 weeks ago, was supposed to reach the lower section, starting with the level of 56.53, but it missed it by a tiny margin and went straight up as a form of technical correction and couldn't really penetrate the resistance of 57.64 right here. You can see how it spiked that area, but really couldn't really close any weekly bar above that level. That to me suggests that whole move up was a technical correction, which means we're not done with the downside move. Also, since price action didn't really touch down on 56.53 back in middle of that was late October. Since it missed it by a tiny margin but didn't really solidify touchdown, I believe it will come back to that area and finish up the job, probably even penetrate into the lower section and chase the previous major low from early September. Now, switching again back to the daily chart, you can see we dropped a few trades already, right? It's multiple trades already that we were able to fire off, and the position's getting heavier at this point. I think this upside push that we've seen throughout today will come to an end soon. Price action might even make it all the way to touch base with 57.64, potentially retesting that area from below, making sure it's solid, picking up that resistance, and then dropping back, basically resuming to the original downside trend. I believe price action is on the back foot. You can see ever since the beginning of roughly 7th of November, that was the highest high. So ever since then, price action is on the back foot. I think this is the beginning of a new downside trend. Yeah. So we'll see how it goes. All eyes are on today's session because I really want to see how far it can push upwards. If it touches 57.64 and get that rejection, we're probably going to squeeze in one more trade, right? Getting more aggressive with this position as we go. As far as stop loss level goes, we got our stop loss level sitting at 8.15. Once price action starts to change direction and move south, we're going to start adjusting our stop loss level accordingly. Alright guys, that's about that for this one. Forex market trade of the day, Aussie Swiss franc, short position. Hope you enjoyed this one. We'll see you in the next video. Take care.